the comfort zone is clearly a very beautiful place to be, and it's a very comfortable place to be, right? But what if I told you, man, the comfort zone is beautiful and it's peaceful. It's all of these things, but nothing can happen there. You can't grow there. So if you're trying to grow as a person, you don't want to be in the comfort zone, right? You know, if you have a backyard, if you are familiar with anything about, gardening, right? I want you to try something, man. Grab two seeds of any kind, right? And I want you to put one seed in a comfortable place that can be like, on a roll of paper towel. I want you to put it on top of the mud in the garden. Um, Wait a month or so, 2 months, 3 months, however long it takes, and see, is the seed gonna grow? You can probably predict the answer. The seed is not gonna grow because it's in a comfort zone. It's in the comfortable place. Okay? And if you're wondering what I want you to do with the second seed, I want you to put it in a very uncomfortable, dark, muddy, musty place underneath the soil. Right? You want to put it underneath the soil. It's uncomfortable. You can. It's dark. It's muddy and whatever else is going on down there. It's a bad place to be, right? But what happens? What happens? 2 to 3 months in, that seed that's in an uncomfortable position, it's gonna start growing. It's gonna start growing into a beautiful flower, into a beautiful tree, into a beautiful plant, right? It's the same thing with us human beings. If you're constantly putting yourself in your comfort zone, you're not challenging yourself, you're not, testing your limits, testing your abilities and stuff like that. If you're constantly in a comfortable position, you know what? I don't want to do hard things. Let me do the easy things. Let me eat fast food every day. Let me do this. Let me drink alcohol. Let me do all these kind of things. Watch TV for 6 hours on end and play video games and call out from my job, miss days at my job. Next thing you know, you're getting fired, you're getting a warning, you're getting a verbal write up or whatever. Um, you know, Only because you chose to do things that are easy. You're in your comfort zone. Okay, look at the opposite. Look at the second person, the second version of yourself that is being uncomfortable, and he's or they are, doing things that are hard, things that require discipline, like, taking care of your diet, cleaning your diet, drinking a gallon of water a day, cutting out processed food, cutting out sugars and all that kind of stuff, and maybe exercising, maybe meditating, maybe getting some sunlight, maybe brushing your teeth twice a day if you're not doing so, which I recommend. Obviously, everyone should be doing that. But a lot of people don't do that. So maybe washing your face, whatever, just taking care of yourself, maybe reading more books or whatever it is that you think or know is productive for you. It could be simple as, cleaning your house, cleaning your apartment, cleaning your car, keeping up with things like that. Um, Obviously, that is part of it. It's uncomfortable things that you're doing that you're not necessarily like comfortable while you're exercising, while you're choosing, raw egg. I mean, not raw eggs, like just eggs and steak rather than choosing McDonald's. That's something that can require discipline. You know what I'm saying? Or saying no to the ice cream, no to the milkshakes, no to whatever the case may be. That's very uncomfortable in the moment, but in the long run, it's obviously gonna be more beneficial for your lifestyle, for yourself, for your well-being, really, and your mood and all that kind of stuff. So, go back to the example with the seeds that I gave you earlier. You know, who do you want to be, man? What kind of seed do you want to be? Do you want to be a seed that grows, or do you want to be a seed that is in the comfort zone that is never gonna grow because it's not even in the soil? It's not even underneath the soil. It's never gonna grow, obviously. So you make that decision, man. Do you want to do things that are easy today and make your life harder long term, or do you want to do things that are hard in this moment that are gonna eventually reward you by growing you as a person into that beautiful plant that you are? It's simple, really. So the more things you can get yourself to do that are uncomfortable, the faster and more growth potential you are allowing yourself to access. But if you do the opposite, if you're constantly doing comfortable things, then you're probably really hindering your ability to ever grow in ways that are significant. Okay, so think about this, man. I want you to think about this. No matter who you are, I don't care who's watching this video, man. Think about it. It's worth thinking about, man, because we only live once. All right, a lot of people don't realize that we only live once. You're not gonna get a respawn. You're not gonna get another life. You might, if reincarnation turns out to be real, which I don't know if it's real or not, but you never know. But it's like you only have one life, man. What do you want to do? Do you want to do things that are hard so that you can have an easier life ahead of you, or do you want to do things that are easy that are gonna potentially come biting you in the ass eventually? Okay, so think about it. It took me way too long to really understand this. I mean, I kind of understood it at a young age, but not to the same level that I do now. I used to have an understanding, about, how important it is to be disciplined and do things that don't necessarily feel the best. But, as of recently, I really understood the value of it and how serious and significant it is of a matter, man. It's extremely necessary, especially as a man, bro. Especially as a man, as a man, no one's gonna give you a handout, no one's gonna help you as much and stuff like that. It's kind of like you have that burden of performance. You're expected to be a man and toughen up and do all that kind of stuff. So that also requires discipline. So if you're 18 right now watching this, 20, start training yourself to be more disciplined. Right? Start training yourself to do things that are uncomfortable. Start training yourself to choose things that are hard in this moment. Okay, because again, things that are hard is the same things that are going to inevitably help you grow and become the best and better version of your current self. Okay? So think about it, man. Think about it. And you can start small. You can start small. I don't expect you to go a full 180 on me by tomorrow. You can start small. If, let's say you go out with your friends, right, to a club, or for example, to a bar, right? All of your friends are ordering beers. You can be the guy that says, you know what? I don't drink. I don't want to drink anymore. Let's do a water. Let's do a water. Let's do a water, man. Now you're getting hydrated. You're not putting poison in your body, man. Okay, so things like that. You go to a restaurant, everybody's steady ordering pizza. Say, you know what? I'm gonna just get a salad, man. I'm gonna just get some salmon. And that doesn't mean that you're better than them, right? It just means that, you want to start doing things that require discipline because deep down you might want that pizza, right? That's the thing about it. It's deep down you might want that pizza, deep down you might want that beer. But the art is in knowing that you want these things and still choosing the other thing that you don't want. Because now you're training your discipline. Right now, your discipline muscle is becoming stronger. And now that it's becoming stronger, it's going to be a lot easier to say no to other things that you would like to do but shouldn't do, if that makes sense. So start small. Start small. Start small and see how of a major difference it can really make in your life in a lot of ways. That's it. That's just a little simple message that I thought it would be a good idea for me to share. If you guys like the video, make it evident by clicking the like button and comment down below if you want to see more videos of me talking about things like this. And if you like the channel, if you would like to be someone that would like to return to this channel, you can do so by hitting the subscribe button and the post notifications so that you don't miss any of my videos that I will be uploading periodically throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. I'm gonna keep posting, even if nobody watches them, really. I don't really care. But I want to keep posting them because I know that, someone out there is watching them, and that's what matters to me. And if someone can watch my video, and if it can help them in some sort of way, that's why I'm doing this shit, man. Otherwise, why would I do it? I could be doing something else with my time that's better, like, you know. But yeah, think about it, man. Think about what I told you. I love you guys, man. Have a good day. All right, peace.